Okay, Paul here in Chiang Mai, here with a YouTube vlog on Real Madrid's qualification for the Champions League final in Cardiff after getting past Atletico in the semi-final last night. So, Madrid through 4-2 on aggregate. They had won the first leg 3-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu last week, and it really looked like they were already through to the final. Most people had written off Atletico coming into last night's second leg at the Vicente Calderon, but Atleti really put it up to Madrid and can go out with their heads held high in what was the final ever game at the Calderon ahead of their move to the new stadium last night. So last night's game was 2-1 to Atleti, meaning Madrid through 4-2 on aggregate. So let's have a look at the Madrid starting lineup very quickly, shall we, and then get into this game, which was a lot more exciting than most people had anticipated. So Madrid went with what you could call a 4-3-1-2 formation. Keylor Navas in goal, Marcelo at left back, Ramos and Rafa Varane as the centre half pairing, and it was Danilo at right back. Midfield three then of Kroos, Modric and Casemiro in the middle there as the pivote. Then you had Isco playing in the hole, in the sausage roll as a floating number 10, and up front was Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema. So into the game, and the Calderon was rocking. Simeone and co had invoked the spirit of the remontada and maybe took some inspiration from Barcelona, who had overcome a 4-0 defeat against PSG to go on and win 6-1 in the second leg. And I mean, most people, as I said, had written off Atletico, but the players really responded to that afición, the passionate Atletico fans who wanted to see that the last game at the Calderon was a victory. But ultimately that wasn't to be the case, but at least they can go out with their heads held high, because yeah, they had Real Madrid squirming at times early on. Saúl Ñíguez gave Atleti the lead on 12 minutes, powering in a header at the front post from a corner. And like, Atletico were rushing to all the plays. Koke ran to that corner with the ball in his hands. It was really like, let's get that early goal and provoke some fright and nerves in the Madrid ranks. Surprising to see actually the source of that goal. I mean, Saúl doesn't score a lot of headers, and he actually beat Ronaldo in the air. So yeah, 1-0 to Atletico. And you're kind of thinking, okay, this could be interesting. And then 4 minutes later, they get a penalty when Varane clumsily tripped over Fernando El Niño Torres in the box. At first glance, this looked like a dodgy call actually, but then when you looked at the replay, it was a brilliant call from the ref, because there was a definite and clear trip. Torres was felled. Up stepped Griezmann to dispatch the penalty. Keylor Navas did get a hand to the ball, and you have to say the Costa Rican keeper probably should have kept it out. So yeah, Atletico really charging like bulls in this early period of the game, and they had Madrid quaking a little bit. But then Madrid, as Isco said afterwards, they decided to start playing their game. They decided to get their feet on the ball and not be cowed by this Atletico remontada spirit. And once they got their feet on the ball, once Isco started strumming his strings and playing in his midfield accomplices, that's when Madrid settled, and that's when really the fire went out of Atleti's remontada attempt, because Isco really just took control of the game from this point, as did Modric and Kroos. I mean, Madrid from this point on took control of the game from around the 25-30 minute mark. But it wasn't until just on the stroke of half time that they gave that killer blow, because by scoring one goal, it meant the remontada was over, because that then meant Atleti would need 5 on the night by virtue of the away goal rule. And this goal was quite incredible, because although it's signed by Isco, it will be forever remembered and will go down in the annals of history as a simply sensational moment by Karim Benzema. So let's talk through it, because this was the big moment of the game. It not only put to bed the Atleti remontada attempt, but it also was just a historic moment. It was an amazing piece of skill by Frenchman Benzema, which has been compared perhaps in exaggerated tones to Redondo's piece of skill I might have to turn out that fan, but I hope it's not going to affect the sound here. Anyway, so perhaps the most amazing thing about it was that it started with a Cristiano Ronaldo throw-in. So Ronaldo fizzes the ball to Benzema, who receives the ball close to the corner flag with Savic right on his back. But then Diego Godin, the erstwhile one of the best defenders in Europe, in the world, I don't know what has happened to him, but seems to have lost his head. He let emotions get the better of him. He then goes to join Godin, the Savic, for no reason, leaving Benzema with a massive space to exploit on the other side. Benzema does a little turn and a spin, and now he has that line to attack. Jimenez comes over to join, but they're like Tweedledum, Tweedledee and Tweedledoo. The three defenders, it was like something out of Laurel and Hardy. Slapstick defending, leaving Benzema way too much space. Then with a lovely touch, Benzema takes it up the line, and he has taken all three out. Plays the ball back to Cruz, who shot is saved by Oblak. Isco scores the follow-up, and that is Buenas noches, Atletico. So, look, I'm hesitant to compare this play by Benzema to Redondo's famous play against Manchester United when he made that turn around Ronnie Johnson and squared the ball for Raul. But nonetheless, it was, look, albeit it was ridiculous joke defending from Atleti, you can't take away the skill, touch, poise and exquisite movement from Benzema there. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. So look, that's the game more or less wrapped up then, because the second half, Atletico, they huffed and they puffed, but there was no way they were going to score 3 more goals. They did have a couple of chances. Gamero had that header, which he should have done better with. He should have looped it instead of hitting it straight at Keylor. And then there was a few little riff-raffs. Atleti started to lose the head a bit. Ronaldo and Torres had a bit of a set too. A few words were exchanged. So, yeah, Real Madrid through to their 3rd final in 4 years. It's amazing. This caps what is undoubtedly a period of domination for Florentino Perez's Real Madrid. Before the Lisbon final, their last final was the Leverkusen one in 2002, which was their 5th in 3 years, and that drew the curtain call on Madrid's period of domination at the beginning of the century. It took them a long time to get back because Barca were in control around the 2008 to 15 mark, but Real now are back at the summit of Europe. 3 finals in 4 years. They've won the last 2 and they look like favourites to beat Juve, which is also a rematch of the '98 final when Predrag Mijatovic beat Zinedine Zidane's Juventus. So there's plenty of narrative to look at. I'll be doing a few previews of this mouth-watering Champions League final between Real Madrid and the old lady, La Vecchia Signora, in Cardiff. Wonderful final, very equally balanced. Both teams have had to work their asses off to get to the final. 2 really tough runs. Madrid, there's a lot of talk about Madrid getting easy runs to finals. Notably last year, they did, when they only had Wolfsburg and Manchester City to get to. I think they played Roma in the last 16. This year, Napoli, a very accomplished Napoli outfit. Then they had Bayern in the quarters and then Atletico in the semis. Nobody can cast shade on Madrid's route to the final this year. So thank you very much for watching this Champions League vlog as Real reach the final and Atletico Madrid bow out with their heads held high. They lost the first leg 3-0, but they have nothing to be ashamed of after their valiant attempt last night. A poignant and sad way to finish at the Calderon. And there's a bit of a provocative gesture as Nacho laid down a Real Madrid flag on the Calderon turf, getting revenge on Koke, who did the same at the Bernabeu in 2012-13 in that Copa del Rey final. But hey, it's all fun and games. Don't take things too seriously. Thanks very much for watching this vlog. Please do subscribe to my channel. Hasta luego. Spanish one coming up.